Hey friends, welcome back. I am back in my car again for this Tuesday night recording. And if you've been here for a while, you know that I tend to live in my van while the kids are at dance, as our crochet business is what helps to fund their dancing competition season. We just had our first competition for the season last weekend. If you've seen my shorts, you've seen that I was crocheting at the competition, which is what I do. I crochet at our conventions, I crochet at our everything, because that is just what I do to pass time. So it was an awesome start to our season and super exciting. While I was prepping for competition, I was also attending a crochet summit. Now, I had no idea these things even occur until recently. I'm not sure, I don't even remember how I stumbled on the, I think, Instagram post as far as the Crochetpreneur, but I am so happy I came across that. As you think about, as a nurse, we do continuing education. We do continuing education all the time. We have to renew our CPR, we have to renew all the licenses, all the various licenses had different requirements. The additional certificates I have for case management and diabetes, all of that requires additional continuing education. What continuing education do you do for your crochet or your business? So that really got me thinking, because I do continuing education for nearly every aspect of my professional life. Even my children with dancing, they have continuing education not only through the classes that they take every week, but through conventions. And we do a 3-day weekend convention at least once a year where we learn from other professionals in the industry. I've never done that for crocheting. I've never done that for crafting, period. So I just found it so interesting that this also happens. I mean, how cool. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this crochet summit. And so it was put on by Pam Grice. She's a crochetpreneur. And it started on Wednesday, the 5th. And because I didn't find out about this until like the week before, I had full patient schedules. So I was not able to participate the way that I would have liked. So Wednesday kicked off bright and early, and I was not able to make live events. I was watching the videos between my patient appointments, but it was so worthwhile. You know how you learn things differently from different people? Somebody might present one thing in a certain fashion, and it just doesn't make any sense. But somebody else says things in just a slightly different way, and all of a sudden the light bulb goes off. I often relate that to our diabetes education. Certainly there are individuals that are more structured and more, this is what I say, you're going to do what I say. And then there are people like me going, I can't make anybody do anything. I will give you all the warnings of what may happen should you not take control, take accountability for your actions. But playing the bad cop isn't going to get anyone any further. So there's always different viewpoints and educational stops along the way as you are learning things. And it was just so neat to hear these individuals in their different pathways. There was a number of networking opportunities. There was a number of brainstorming opportunities. After each session, which depending on the speaker was 20 to 30 minutes, there was then the opportunity for Q&A. And we were able to ask questions, get feedback, get clarity on these different things. And that was just so neat. And again, I wasn't able to devote my undivided attention to the majority of these. I did have a couple no-shows for patients to where I was able to participate a little more fully. And I typically take Thursdays off, but I did have plans as well during that day. I had appointments to make. So even though I wasn't working, I still had other duties that I had to do and wasn't able to participate fully. But there were so many great people. If you don't follow Pam Grice, the crochetpreneur, you need to do so. She posted a whole lot of different posts and information about the speakers, and you can go follow the speakers yourself to see some of the things that they put forth. So we had sessions about, the beginnings of the crochet business. We had sessions on community-based marketing. We had sessions on building a diverse business for individuals who want to teach crochet. There was a session on that. There was a session on some of the automated tools that you can use in your marketing and business. Sorry, I'm losing my mic here as I talk with my hands. There was different passive income opportunities for crochet, talking about blogging with crochet, how to make sure that your decisions in your business are something that will be profitable, and how to gauge those steps. We've talked about utilizing your skills and playing to your strengths. Just the mindset that is needed for a business. Then there was also talking about different design tools, and whether it's for writing up your patterns or your social media posts, there was those kind of things as well. Talking about writing patterns, talking about YouTube. So that was very interesting. Certainly talking to somebody who's, a couple steps ahead. And it was just so fascinating. I really enjoyed myself. I have a few things that are asterisk to go back and watch when I have more bandwidth to fully take in more of what the individuals are saying. So that was just really neat. And then certainly with any program, you have the opportunities to add on packages and that kind of stuff. So I did have a couple other seminars that were added into the package that I purchased. So I still have to go through a number of those, but it was just so much fun. I truly didn't realize how much fun I would have with these different crochet, just different crafting and arts. So much of it is done independently by yourself, and there's not a whole lot of community. And, even for those who would participate in potentially classes or something like that, you're limited to how many people can participate. You can only have so many people in a card shop class. You can only have so many people in one of these Michael's Stores classes. You are definitely limited to space, to location. As somebody who lives in the middle of nowhere, it takes me an hour to get anywhere. The good part is I'm an hour from everything. The bad part is I'm an hour from everything. So, which is why I sit in my car, because I don't want to drive back home and then spend multiple hours every day driving my van to get kids to where they need to go. So I work from my car. Work smarter, not harder. But it just really provoked a sense of community, because I don't have a network here, and I certainly don't have a network of crocheters. So having that opportunity to brainstorm and talk with these different crochet entrepreneurs was just so much fun. So if you don't have a community and you don't have some of these different opportunities to grow your business skills, grow your crochet skills, I'd like to ask you what you plan to do. How do you plan to do those? Do you know of other crochet summits? Do you know of other crafting fiber art summits or, conventions? to where there are classes and stuff like this that you can go to. I would love to continue doing this. In North Carolina, we do have what they are calling no, I'm not going to have the name. Instead of a bar crawl, it's like a yarn crawl. They are highlighting small business, independent yarn shops throughout North Carolina this summer. And you can buy tickets to get like the map of all these shops, as well as a goodie bag, some raffle prizes, and then be eligible for door prizes as you go to these different shops. So I'm really looking forward to that, especially with Joann's closing and all of that. While I do have a Michael's and Hobby Lobby is not open on the day that I'm usually in the town that Hobby Lobby is in, Sundays. So I do need to work on different sourcing of yarns because it is what it is. So I'm looking forward to participating in that and getting to see some of these small businesses. I did buy some alpaca yarn from a local small business last year for some of the hats that we made. And just because of the price point and so forth, it wasn't a big seller. By the time with the alpaca yarn being more expensive and then all of that, it just ended up being one of our higher ticket items and just didn't move like I had hoped it would. But hopefully we can find some other small business yarns that we can create things with a little bit more at a better price point, more in line with the rest of our stuff. So I would love to hear your experience. Do you have a community of crocheters? Are you just a community on YouTube? Which is okay too, because that's all I've had to this point. And if you have other crochet conventions or different fiberworks, continuing education things, I would love to hear about it because I would love to continue to experience that and continue the high energy of that. So stay tuned. I hopefully will have a market prep video up later this week. This weekend we have a market in Wilmington, North Carolina, for a rescue. It's a fundraiser. It is at a bar and an axe throwing place. So I have never been there, but it sounds like it's going to be a blast. The weather should be phenomenal. So if you are in Eastern North Carolina, I would love to see you. Come stop by my booth, say hi, and I will hopefully have that posted later in the week as we prep for that show. So everybody take care.